The next extension of the way that we're going to think about shutter speeds is other ways to utilize these really long exposures. Now, we are somewhat limited because our phone may only be able to go up to 1 second's worth of time, which isn't very long. I mean, it seems like a long time compared to stop action, but if we're trying to do really long exposures, it may not be super long. But there's a couple of things that we can do to kind of work with that and maybe even combine them. So what we're going to be doing is kind of a long exposure project. And in order to do that, we want to also get set up to be able to use the remote shutter. So we're going to take a quick look at how to get that set up, because it's going to be really helpful if especially if we have to use ourselves as a model, that we can get away from the camera, not have to worry about doing a self timer, and be able to trigger the shutter and then immediately start doing this painting with light that we're going to be doing. And so there'll be a separate video about how to actually do the shooting part of the assignment, but what we want to be able to do is be able to get that set up. So let's just jump in there and look at how to pair the shutter release that came with your lens kit with our actual camera or our phone. So let's get in there and see how it looks. So another thing that comes with our camera kit or our lens kit is a remote shutter release. So I want to take a couple minutes and just start to look at how we're going to get that part set up so that we can start to get them talking to each other, because you might want to use this for some of the exposure projects we're going to be doing over the next few days. I know some of you guys got this set up when we did our self-portrait. So inside of our lens kit, there's a little thing like this, which is our remote shutter. And the way that we're going to get that set up, first thing that we're going to need to do is go ahead and open up our device. And I'm just going to go ahead and swipe up. Okay. And so what we're going to want to do is go into settings. So we're going to go settings. And it's going to be a part of Bluetooth. So Bluetooth is on. And then on the actual remote itself, what we're going to need to do, it's hard to see a little bit, but right up here, there is an on-off switch. So we're just going to take that and turn it to on, which then it starts blinking. And notice this just popped up in my device since I just had that on. So I'm going to go ahead and choose that to pair. There we go. And so it's now connected. And so if I was to go into one of my photo apps, let's see, we were using, let's say, Yamera last week. If we go inside of Yamera, and now I've got this and I've got my hand, I should be able to just click the shutter and that takes my picture. So especially for some of our things we're going to need to do this week, it's going to be really helpful because we might want to be able to be in the picture and not have to do a self timer. And so, this will allow us to be in front of the camera and just click the shutter at any time. Obviously, it'd be a good idea to double check along the way that it's working properly, that you're able to get the exposure that you want, that it's firing when you want it to, but Bluetooth should work within 33 feet or so you should be in pretty good shape. But that's how we set up our little camera shutter.